Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Hey, yo,
Boom. Cheers, boys.
Oh shit.
Slante.
Slant.
Bam, bam, bam. I finished my fucking green label. This is the
Just-
last of it.
Oh no!
Oh,
I just cheersed water. So you both have bad luck and are
I
gay.
think you get bad luck, not us. We
But
have the
but
bad
I
luck
think-
of having to be friends with somebody who cheers us with water.
I've been surfing the rough luck wave for years. I am very.
He's breaking mirrors
Welcome.
every morning.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of What's the Scenario? I'm one of your hosts, Mike Feeney. Being joined with me is the lovely Brendan Sagalow.
Hey.
And, of course, Michael Shanish Cannon.
That's right, Michael Shanish Cannonish here in full effect. Very excited. This is our probably second best audio quality.
Yes, we are
episode.
trying to get better for you Patreon people.
Our best audio quality with video, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
we're getting better. We're getting more advanced. We're obviously doing this from remote spaces in each of our current bunkers. And I just dropped, a ton of money on new equipment that likely won't work on my 13-year-old computer either.
Well, Mike's going through something, as you could tell, how his hair is matching the wall behind him.
What do you mean? It's actually even worse. Is the wall behind me is red and this is pink, two colors that should never be together.
Yeah.
I look like shitty flowers that a drunk gets his wife after he hits her.
Yeah, like the carnations.
Yeah.
Red walls, very disconcerting. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody
I don't
should
like-
have red walls.
You
I
would
don't like
you
a
would,
red wall.
You would
I
like
immediately
this
go to
room
The
a lot,
Shining.
though. Dude, first of all, I don't want to turn my computer in fear of it completely setting on fire. But
Yes.
if I look just this way, like maybe 30 degrees to my right, there is a 6-foot full knight armor.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, standing in the corner. Like I'm constantly worried that it's gonna night at the museum and just fucking lop my
Or
head
you're
off.
just you took an edible and you're like watching TV and then you look over at it and it just goes
Yeah.
just like looks right at you.
Thank you to all our new Patreon members who have signed up. If you're new to it, we appreciate you. We love you for doing it. We will, like I said, this podcast, what we do is we have scenarios. We throw them out there. We talk about what we would do in said scenarios. And Brendan's
Exactly.
going to cue us up with some.
Okay.
Right now.
Right now. Okay, first thing. If you could go back and hands down win any argument you've had with anyone, what argument would you choose?
Oh, my God.
Now I know that's a hard question, but I almost didn't add that one, but then I thought about how often you guys get into arguments,
Mhm.
and I thought,
we
there's
don't
probably-
need
there's-
we don't need that. But I do have a question. So if you win the argument, does that mean you are like you take it to heart where you're like, all right, I won that? Or does the other person acknowledge defeat? Like, do they say all right?
The whole
I'm
thing.
wrong.
I would imagine it being like you win the argument, they admit defeat, and then whatever it was about, like it could be about something, and then you do that. Like for example, it could be like going on a roller coaster. You don't want to go on it, and you lost that argument. Now in this scenario, you won the argument. You get to go on the roller coaster.
I'm trying to think of a less lame argument
Yeah.
that I've...
I
That
mean,
was just an
I've
example.
I don't think
fuck.
there's been a living argument over a roller coaster in the history of humanity.
There has.
No,
If
I
you
mean,
go to
I've definitely punked out and been like, I don't want to go. But then,
Yeah.
and we kind of bicker back and forth, but it's never a real, debate
No.
because I would just get off the line.
Yeah, that's why I said for example. I wasn't saying that wasn't my answer.
Por ejemplo. So I already know exactly what argument that I would. So,
The TikTok argument.
No, I won that. But I mean, we can restart this shit now if you want to get real
It'd
funky.
be so funny if I'm looking at the screen and you get up and you leave and you come into Feeney's screen.
I just literally yank him out. That would be so fun.
Wait, let's do something. Put Cannon, put your arm like this.
Okay.
We're
and
all
I'll-
looking at it in different areas.
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
realized that. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was
Alright.
fun for a minute. So
That's why you pay extra for the video.
Feeney, are you holding the mic in your left hand?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Not like I'm just. You look so comfortable. I never.
I'm rotating.
Okay. I already know the argument because any relationship argument that I've had with Nicole, none of them obviously have been not comebackable. So I truly don't care who wins.
Okay.
The one argument that I wish I could slam in somebody's fucking face was that the Earth is not flat. On deep inside the rabbit hole. I wish I had any of the mathematical ability to like thoroughly prove exactly why and how he was wrong. Like there are examples I can give, but the flat earth people are just like any other indoctrinated group where they have answers for each step and it's like a war of attrition. So anytime they just wait until
they verbal diarrhea facts.
Yeah, they just wait until your math runs out. But because the proof of how the earth is round is actually like a 10-page long, super fucking complex thing. So
Right.
if I just had that and then mushed it in his fucking dumb face, I'd be very happy with
That's
myself.
a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
I think I would want to win the argument if there's ever been an argument in like a boardroom of why I shouldn't be in movies. I wish I was in that room to win that argument.
Just in Jeff Singer's office in Toronto.
Yeah.
Montreal. Fuck.
Any argument where someone didn't want to give me the job, I wish I was there to win that argument.
I thought he lives in Canada. That fucking
Toronto is in Canada.
I'm in California. That Groucho Marx mask of a human.
Oh, I don't know.
That guy. I mean, how many head accessories could you possibly put on one loser?
Oh shit!
I'd still like to do the fest.
Yeah, thanks for signing up for the Patreon, Jeff. We appreciate your support.
I did really well on the audition, so I don't.
Which is why the festival will be canceled this year.
Yeah, I really think this is because of my luck. I think I did really well, and there's no other way for me not to go besides a global pandemic.
Here's the thing. We were taking bets about whether it was going to cancel or not. And, obviously if the sponsors start pulling out, that's going to be the end of it. But what I was thinking is even more alerting because you go, no, it's not till the end of July. Who knows? It could probably come back. Canada doesn't have it as bad as the United States. But now you realize there's not going to be enough time for them to do the next round of auditions for all the live auditions.
No, so they'll have to pick who they knew they were picking the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to be like, oh, okay, grateful you guys showcased, but we're going to take those tapes and just go with all the trans people we thought.
The 6 women who wear crop tops.
Yeah. We like the chick that showed us her nipples. I don't remember a bit, but
the one who
really
said, "Don't look at my nipples."
Yeah. We like the fact that she scolded us for looking at what she was showing.
Yeah.
All right, what about you?
This is bitter white guys on the business.
Yeah,
it really is.
That's a really good one, though. Brendan is the changing people's minds for a job.
It's a good one. It's a good one, but I feel like you have to give a real, tangible argument that you've been in.
Okay.
How about the argument?
Let's go to Feeney and you mull, Brendan.
Yeah. How about the argument to save my parents' marriage? Huh? How about if I could just go, guys, here's why you'll be great together. In 10 years, even though you're going to be divorced for a while and you're both going to be remarried, you're going to get along so well that it's going to seem like the movie It's Complicated. So if you just stick it out and both calm down a bit, you'll be back together.
What would you say, though? So your parents get along now? Well, oh yeah, I almost got them back together at your wedding.
They get along about that. Terrifically now, swimmingly.
We were ripping shots. I think your dad's new wife was having a real hard time taking all of that in. But I...
Which is frustrating.
It was what?
She's not much of a drinker, which is frustrating.
Right. Well, she missed out on a lot of bonding that evening.
Yeah.
But so you think they would be good together now?
Well, I mean, I'd like to think so. They had a good. Here's the thing, though. It's weird because they fought so much my first, whatever it was, 12 years of my life that it's hard to picture them together without fighting. But now they've been away from each other longer than they were married, and they get along like two great friends. You know, it's
Right.
so weird.
So that
Yeah.
actually might be the key to their functional relationship, is not being involved.
Yeah, they're like those old timey, like your grandparents, where they would sleep in separate bedrooms on the other sides of the
Yeah.
house, but they
Right.
were married. Like, says my grandparents did. They slept on opposite sides of the house, and they were married for 65 years. The happiest people you've ever met in your life. It's
I
like-
would
Or like-
love that. I would love that setup. Only go
Yeah.
in to go down on her, do a few pumps, and then get the fuck back to your quarters.
Well, it
Yes.
started because my grandfather was a big snorer and my grandmother was sick of it. And I think he also had a case of the Jimmy legs. So he was he was mule kicking around a lot. So she just was like, I'm going to the other room. Plus
What's
he had a
Jimmy-
lot of the Jimmy legs. It's from Seinfeld, where they swing their legs a lot
okay.
when they're sleeping.
I thought that was like an old vaudeville term.
Yeah, dude, I thought that was racist.
Me
I thought you were
too.
being racist. Yeah, the case of the old Jimmy legs.
It's based on the first black athlete that we saw bend that way.
You've heard of like Jimmy rig something, right?
Yeah.
I also
And then there's
heard-
another herd.
and then there's a Patreon 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, $10,000 tier.
$10,000 to ruin our careers. You pay $10,000 once, you screen grab it, and we're finished.
Oh,
We
yeah,
should
true.
have a $10,000 tier where we just like go off, dude.
I think. Well, that's. I think History Hyenas has a $1 million podcast with Tim Dillon where he literally talked by name shit on pretty much everybody in the business.
Well, it must be nice that he can do that.
Well, I mean, he can't. That's why they put it for $1 million on Patreon.
I'll pay for that.
Okay.
Yeah, what if I just put it on my credit card and then I fight the charges?
I think.
Yeah.
I think unless you have a black card, it would be tough to.
Chase, what's a Sapphire Reserve, no credit limit.
No kidding.
What?
hmm
Yeah,
Wow.
please put $1
Buy
million
it, dude.
on your credit card.
And then, and all I would only need it for 6 minutes to just download the file. And then after that, I'll immediately be like, I just got a
Dude.
notification for $1 million. Cancel
If
this.
you don't do this, I'm going to be so mad at you.
I need you to do it and then release it on our Patreon for $5.
That's hilarious.
Brandon, do you have a new argument that you've considered?
Yeah, but I don't want to say because it's like a real thing that happened, and it doesn't
Yeah,
seem
that's-
funny.
Listen,
But
we
that's the
get it.
whole
Amy
point.
Schumer cucked you, and if you could go
Yeah.
back, you'd
You
be
know
like,
what?
"You're not
You
going
know
on
what?
stage."
Can I say that? Can I say I wish that I guess it's not really an argument, but I wish when she wanted to get on stage, I told her to go fuck herself.
Yeah. I don't
just
think
been
that would
like-
have played as well, though. I think what you
No.
did. I think what you did was somehow the correct thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Ruin the show.
Right? Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, there was I had an argument with Jess like 6 months ago that kind of resulted in the beginning of the end for us, where I wanted her to apologize for something and she wouldn't fucking apologize.
Mm.
So
Right.
that's the fucking argument that
What
I
was
Yeah,
it
but-
about?
You would go back.
I don't
and,
remember. I was talking to Alan about this last week because it was such a big thing in my life. And I was like, it was such a huge thing that she wouldn't say sorry for this thing I can't remember.
Dude, I've had
Here's the
so many mornings that I've woken up still livid from the night before and still like just being like, I can't believe it. I can't believe you won't apologize. And I can't believe this is still a thing. I'm not going to let this go. This will never be over. And I couldn't possibly recall what we were talking about.
It's
That's
so
where
funny.
That's where I'm a lucky person in that Erica has such a crippling inability to stay. She has this Italian thing of the never go to bed angry thing. So there's been nights where we've fought like cats and dogs till 3 a.m. But when we go to bed, it's done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
It's over. So at least we wake up and nothing ever festers and builds over, which has been, I think, a key to our long-term health.
Oh, I used to be a big, all right, I'll go on the couch and just sleep on the couch. And that usually ended the fight immediately.
Yeah.
Well, you got a
Women-
nice couch too to sleep
I
on.
do have a pretty nice couch to
Good
sleep
couch.
on. And also, women, once they get accustomed to your body heat and your general presence in the bed, despite their like love of spreading out and taking up the entire goddamn mattress, they can't even survive without you and sleeping alone. That's That's why
Yeah,
women are so inferior.
All right, next question.
Thanks for
If you-
ending it on that, you piece of shit. You had another
That was
thought,
the
too.
point. That was why I did that. If you were a superhero or villain, it says or villain, but could only have superpowers that weren't already taken, what new powers would you choose and what would your name be?
Oh.
That's a good one.
Do you have an answer since you saw the question previously?
No. Well, that's what I do. I look at it and I don't think of my answer and I just put it in and I keep scrolling. Because I
I'd have to
want
go
this to be-
superpower first in order to figure out my superhero name.
It's
Of
also
course.
difficult to know like what has been taken because neither of us are like comic book nerds.
Well, Brendan is, so we'll be able to figure it out.
Well,
what
yeah,
about
okay.
the ability to drink a million drinks and smoke as much weed as possible and you can get drunk or high, but never get to a level of sloppy or blacking out or getting a hangover. So you can trick your enemies by going out and having a good night of drinking with them and then just keep drinking. You can also win bar bets with big, giant, brolic Russian dudes just being like, oh, let's go shot for shot. And then we just sit there and I'm just fucking at the end of the night.
See, I
Well,
think
that's a good one.
I think what you're looking for, and I've said this as well, that there's almost more money in this than drugs, is an off switch for being fucked up. So I don't know if you can temper it because that's kind of a weird power where you can.
Oh, I still want to feel buzzed. I want to
No, of course.
Yeah.
So you can get blacked out, but if your brain goes off, it's off. Then you're completely sober, not hungover, totally fine, ready to go. So you can be knocking back shots and still have fun and like get towards the edge of blacked out and then just be like off, continue the behavior, and then rob a sleeping guy.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Were you going to say a black guy? Because you said
Blacked out. I was going to say a blacked out guy. But no,
because
why would I
here's-
rob some broke guy?
And you,
Yeah, why am I robbing the guy robbing me? But no, I think with the problem with the off switch is that when you get so shit faced, you don't know when you're too shit faced. You always go, I
know.
one more.
That's true. That's true.
Hang on.
Your ego takes over.
So my ego is a big part of all of my problems, but
Yeah, this is coming from the guy who used to bite Brendan and I when he was drunk,
Yeah.
saying, I'm fun.
right. But that's only because you guys were saying it. In my head, I was like, peel it back. These are your friends. Cut it out. What are you doing? So if I could
Brendan
say,
doesn't like to be touched.
yeah, he hates it. He hates it. Well, that actually never crossed my mind because I loved how much he hated to be touched, and I would just.
I don't hate being touched by people that I like you guys, but it's
But
when
you
you're
hated that.
hitting
So what
me.
does that mean?
No, it's when you're hitting me and you're grabbing me and you're like tickling me. It's
Yeah, I'm
fucking
rough.
weird.
I'm roughhousing, man.
Yeah, I'm a grown man, dude.
No,
You
you're
can
not.
fucking touch me.
You've never
Yeah,
been
yeah.
a grown man.
I know.
you're
I
a
know.
big boy at best.
I'm always gonna be a boy. I'm gonna
So
be
what
like,
would yours be?
Yours?
Yours.
Oh,
well,
mine.
what's your name? You have to think of a name.
I'll think of a name, but we'll
I
do
think
the
I already
powers.
thought of a good name for you.
For me, what is it?
Because you said you would like to get hammered with people and then turn it off and rob them.
Or just,
I think-
be able to get information out of them.
I think your name could be Cardi B. All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. She used to do that to people.
Oh.
Oh. Man, I
mean,
thought that was going to get a big laugh.
Well,
Did
that's
you
your
really?
first problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now,
know.
Brendan, you should go back in time and win this argument that was because that was truly insane. I think. Well, you took a good one. That is a very good one and certainly applicable to our lives. And I wouldn't have to be, not drinking for 16 months at this point. But I don't know. Maybe I would do something that is like completely just selfish, and I would read cards or be able to read people's minds.
Read people's minds, though. That's taken. There's
I
people
know.
that can do that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, maybe then just read cards. Like that is my superpower. I'm only good for gambling. I'm just
Cool.
I'm borderline autistic nerd that just goes into casinos and takes them for all they're worth. I would just play poker though, because blackjack you could get really fucked up with. and poker, it's, at least you're playing against other people and you're not taking the house money, so you don't raise red flags.
What would your name be?
Gay boy.
Yeah. Mike Rounders Cannon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it would be Worm
It'd be
from
me,
Rounders. Yeah, it'd be
Cool.
Worm.
Maybe mine would be like the Tank or
The
like
Tank.
yeah, something where you're
That's
just
cool.
unlimited drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'd like to be able to make people shit their pants or like just release their bowels. Because you could really just fuck with people for fun, and you could also rob them. Like you could walk into a convenience store and just be like, "Bee," and they'd be like, "Ugh," and then you just steal all their shit or whatever. And my name would be the Defecator.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
God
like
damn it. That's the best one. Oh, I'm so
I've had a lot of
upset.
time to think.
Yeah.
While you guys are talking about being autistic.
Yeah, while we're frantically searching for an answer, Brendan is plotting his entire.
Yeah, he's reading his thesis.
Oh, and not to mention he's had days to prepare since he came up with the questions.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I was like that. But when I get these questions, I think about your answers, not my answers.
It's crazy, dude. You have coronavirus and you're stuck inside, and you haven't written answers to these.
No, I've been writing like jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Tweets.
What have you been doing? I tweet a lot.
I've been taking.
But
care
I'm
of
saying the
myself.
jokes that you've been writing, you're writing Corona. What did you say, Mike?
He
I
goes,
said,
I've
what
been
have I
taking
been
care
doing?
of my son.
Yeah, I've been taking care of my son. I've been podcasting. I've been writing. I've been trying
Did you
to earn
just
a
tell me how
living.
to raise my family?
No, a lot of people tried to today, though. YouTube was wild, man. Everybody was telling me how I cut my precious son. He was a perfect boy until I mutilated him.
What a weird thing to give a shit
People
about.
are so obsessed with baby dicks and innocence. Anytime somebody talks about a baby and their innocence, it raises so many red flags where I'm like, you're either a murderer or a pedophile, dude. There is nothing in between. Anybody who's super obsessed with kids and like, they're like a clean slate. There's nothing wrong with them. They're perfect. They're pristine. It's like, you're fucking creepy as shit, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't care for that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
As soon as they hit the atmosphere, they're fucked up.
Well, I'm in the middle of watching There Will Be Blood. So what you should have said to them was, you should have been like, are you trying to tell me how to raise my family? I'm going to come in your house one night and slit your throat. That's what you should have said to them.
I
The
mean,
line.
I was more or less just telling them that they had ugly, awful hoof dicks.
Okay, here's a good one. This is kind of a classic one, but what would your strategy be for the zombie apocalypse?
You're looking at it.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, but
This is where I would be. I would be right here in Rockland County. One, because it's a big, almost, like sunken back fortress. Difficult to get to, at least, or by the time people are coming down the driveway, I can then load every single gun that Nicole's stepdad has, which is like a bountiful amount. Like it's so crazy, dude. I could shoot Corona in the face with every scope this maniac has. So I would have that, except I would have my sisters, my mom, and my stepbrother here. Or not stepbrother, my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Imagine you guys just found out I had a stepbrother.
What is this, Irish goodbye?
Yeah. Oh, Brendan, did you know that? Did you know
What?
Feeney had a guy living in his house for like several years that he considered a father figure?
What?
No, I didn't say
Yeah.
father figure. You said father figure. I said he was like an older brother.
What? How many years?
Like a year. I don't know.
No,
Was he
you
like-
said several years on the show.
It was. I said 2 initially, but I think it might have been like
What was his name?
1 to 2. John.
Was
But
he like your stepmom's son or something?
No. He was originally. It started out as him and my mom were like dating, but they only dated for like a week or
you
two.
didn't even say that on the podcast.
Yeah, they were dating for like a week or two, and then they were just like, "This is not going to work
Oh,
out."
man.
So they stayed friends, and then he ended up moving in, living in the other room. Then
Dude.
he did all like the household chores and shit. He got along with my grandfather, and my grandmother, and then he just became like a close family friend. And then my mom helped him like get off drugs and stop being a criminal who went to prison for years for heavy narcotics.
I gotta
distribution.
be
Whoa.
honest, Feeney. I don't trust you. I really don't. The more I
Why?
find out, I feel like there's some real deep, dark,
Yeah.
simmering secrets.
I
I feel like I know everything about Mike for the last maybe 2 or 3 years, and then
Yeah.
everything before that is completely up for debate.
I'm Don Draper, baby.
No,
yeah.
Formerly Dick Whitman.
The more I know about your past, the more stuff that opens up about your past, the sadder your life is.
Yeah, a lot of it's almost funny because it's like, what would you want? Would you rather have the sad truth out there, or would you rather have the people that are like, you spoiled only child growing up in a house with a pool, and then you're like, well, it was an above ground pool, and my family got divorced, and
both of
you know,
those things can be true.
what do you mean?
Like you can be an only child maniac, spoiled,
You
whatever.
can't be spoiled with an above ground pool. That's white trash.
Some people didn't have pools.
Yeah, a lot of
I
people
think
don't.
not having a pool.
Some people
is
break
not
off
having,
the nozzle of a fire hydrant.
That's less trash, and not having a pool is less white trash than having an above ground pool. To have to tell someone, "Hey, come climb into my outdoor tub with me." That's cold.
Yeah.
Dude, I not only
That's cold.
I not only had an above ground pool, I had like an ultra temporary above ground pool that had like the sides. You know how you kick off an above ground pool? Yeah, but it's still like got some firmness to it.
Yeah.
This would kick out and be like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
Weird.
It had no shape to it whatsoever.
You had like an inflatable pool that you called your above ground pool.
Yeah.
Like, this is our above ground pool. Oh, it popped. Sorry.
It was just a kiddie pool.
I had an above ground pool too. That's what links all three of us, I think. The
Yep.
above ground pool.
Well,
Isn't
and
it
we
weird
were-
how
we
long
were all
this finger
molested.
is? Yeah, we were all molested.
Yeah, what's with your
What's going
finger?
on with your finger, dude?
What?
Oh no, I see what you did. You buckled it under the microphone.
It looks so weird like this, right?
I
Yeah.
hate it. It looks like a long toe.
You know what my strategy for the zombie apocalypse would be?
What?
I would first of all, I'd get a boat, right? And I
Mhm.
would grab a bunch of people that I trust, and we would go to an island where zombies couldn't get to unless they like walked underwater or something.
Right.
And then
Zombies can't go underwater, can they?
I think they
Yes.
can. I think there was a movie where they were walking underwater. But
They don't.
I hope
They don't have to breathe. Like they don't.
no.
they don't-
Yeah, but the
But
current would
the
take
current
them.
yeah, and they're decomposing bodies. So I feel like the
Fish are gonna
water
eat 'em.
would be the water would be too,
That's
and
the
fish would eat them.
problem. Fish are going to eat them. Then you catch the fish. Then you eat the poisonous zombie fish.
Wow, and you
Oh,
become a
shit.
zombie.
Well, no, because let me finish what I was going to say is that we set up the whole island to live in and have our boats, and then we go every day and we go to the land and we'd stock up on food and gas and stuff that we needed.
Wait, so your island would be close enough to the mainland
Yeah.
to get supplies anytime you wanted, and
Yeah.
far enough away that the zombies would have no chance of ever getting there.
Yes,
Dude,
like
I would.
like a
I would-
Hawaii island.
But I would love the image of this is I need to explain this correctly for you guys to enjoy it as much as I currently am. But the
Okay.
idea of a zombie just getting a boat off of a slip and just being like, just like
Yeah, it's just
that
one zombie.
It's that viral video of them going,
Yeah,
literally like its head falls off and picks
It's
it
got-
back up and puts it back on.
it has Oakleys on.
yeah, backwards.
Yeah, they're up and backwards like that. Brains.
Oh,
What do you
Brad the
got?
zombie.
All right. Well, what about you, Feeney?
I said it. Didn't
What'd
I?
you say your no.
I guess not. I don't. I've told you this in when we played Modern Warfare, Brendan. But I would be one of those people. I never understand in zombie movies where they're like, okay, we found a safe place. Now let's move to this location and then this location.
Right.
I would be a guy. I would be in probably like this room or in my apartment, and I'd sit there like with my back against the wall, butt on the ground, with a fucking pump action shotgun, just staring at the door, waiting for anybody to come in, and then just make that stand and just try and see how long I could survive there.
You would die so fast.
Yeah, you'd have to leave the
You'd
city.
get hungry. Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
There's
though,
nowhere
because
that can go. How am I getting out of the city if there's a zombie apocalypse? I can't
your
get
car.
out.
Your car. You
Yeah,
can figure it out.
still
Oh,
gas.
if I can get out, then I'll fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So say you have a runner's chance, like you can get out of the city. I am with you though, where like, you know, the Rick and all those shit dicks on Walking Dead are like, you know, hopping camp and trying to find the next best thing. And it's like, no, how about you guys become the Oasis?
Right.
Like why don't you just set up a great shop, create a society, figure out how to self-sustain, and
that's what they
go anywhere.
That's what they do in the show, and then it constantly the place that they stay is constantly either destroyed or taken over by zombies. They that's been the whole series that they try
then they're bad at it.
Agreed.
Okay.
They're just bad at
all right.
it. All right.
I'm not gonna have a 2-hour debate with you about The Walking Dead.
I mean, if you want, you could win this argument.
And if you can't,
I rubbed the genie bottle. I figured it out. So you can transport. This is a really funny one. You can transport one furious elephant into any point in history. Where would you put it? I think I'd put it in 9/11.
Building with land on it.
No, it's just so funny that people would be running away from the World Trade Center, and then on the other side, it'd be like, yeah, and they're like, I don't know where to go.
You just have an elephant killing more people, so you'd add to the terrorism of 9/11?
Yeah, it'd be called Osama bin Elephant.
You just unleash it on Pete Davidson's mom. What a curse, this family.
Yeah, my mom got eaten by an elephant, 9/11.
Both my parents died at 9/11. My father in the Trade Center, my mother by elephant.
Elephant terrorism.
Oh, dude. I don't know. Maybe my wedding?
A furious elephant?
Yeah, that'd be kind of, I mean, here's the
People
thing.
are going to be gored and killed, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know everybody that was there.
Everybody that gave you like $50.
Yeah.
Maybe like one of the jobs I've been fired from, like the following day. Or like right as I walk out of the door, be like, hey, by the way, Stompy, go get him.
It's just so stompy. It's funny to just picture it. Like, or what about who was that, Babe Ruth, that was doing that speech where he's like,
Lou
I
Gehrig.
consider myself the
Lou Gehrig.
luckiest man. Who is it?
Lou Gehrig.
Is it Lou Gehrig?
Is that when he was diagnosed?
Yeah, he already had it at that point.
And was he playing when he was diagnosed?
Maybe in the beginning, but he had to retire pretty quickly.
Right. So I know so little about Lou Gehrig. It's embarrassing.
It was ALS.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I know his disease, like his career shit. Like I'm much more of a Joe DiMaggio.
Lou Gehrig is known as, Lou Gehrig was one of the best baseball players of all time.
No, I know that. Right.
All right, so you know everything.
I don't know. Forget it. All right. Next question, I guess.
But wouldn't that be funny to picture him being like, I consider myself the luckiest man in history.
He just gets absolutely decapitated by an elephant trunk.
And then that completely changes history, where now the term Lou Gehrig is when you get fucking decapitated by an elephant.
Yeah, you're actually the unluckiest man.
Which is funny because his name was the Iron Horse. So it'd be funny if the elephant got speared an iron horse.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Why? Because he played so many games in a row, right?
Yeah, he was just
I know everything about Lou Gehrig. Was he third base?
Was he third base?
If he's third base, then I am
first
a
base.
real...
First base.
Oh, okay.
First base. Yeah,
I knew he was a corner.
Yeah.
He was not the hot corner. He was the tot corner.
There you go.
I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think. Any moment in history to see a furious elephant,
Or like when Hitler
Trump's inauguration speech.
Wow, that's the wokest of the elephant answers.
Hell
Oh yeah, speaking of that, you know what? clusterfest.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, as Jeff Singer was making the decision for JFL,
Every year that you didn't
all
get
8
picked.
times I auditioned, all 6 of my callbacks, I would have. Yeah, I would love that.
Should I get
Yeah.
more of this? How much time do we got left, Brendan?
Well, to answer your question, yes, but we have we're at 34 minutes right
Oh,
now.
all right. I'll hold off.
No,
we got
go
like
get
we
yourself-
got like 10.
Fix
Yeah,
yourself
we got more
another
than 10
drink.
minutes.
All
What are
right.
you doing?
Yourself
All right.
another drink.
Did you have to leave?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll keep the pod moving.
Yay.
Make it quick though.
All right.
I'm not really close
Welcome
with this
everybody
guy.
to a new episode of Irish Goodbye 2.0. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Cannon. With me, newly and should have been as always, is
Brendan Sagalow.
very
And it's a
excited.
storytelling podcast.
Thank you, Brendan. You're very quick to do that, and I'm very appreciative of the fact that you're keeping this fun train on the tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, choo choo, bitch.
Why, bitch?
You know, I don't know. You know, be a cool place to put like an elephant in any Hitler speech, just so that when they're replaying it, you know, when like the History Channel is replaying Hitler speeches and it's in black and white and they're all like walking, you know, just seeing a fucking mad elephant all of a sudden, and then they'd have to report it on the History Channel. So Hitler made his 4th speech in Belgium. And then there was Stompy the elephant.
Do you think a furious elephant would have made Sandy Hook worse or better?
I think it would have
Like,
made
do you
it
think
better.
it-
To be
Oh,
honest.
I know.
a furious elephant with a case of patriotism?
Right? Like an elephant that actually just fucking gores Adam Lanza to death right as he's marching into the school, and then you know he might kick the principal's car over and then shit somewhere, but it's fine.
All right. All right. Next one. If you could choose any job to be replaced by robots, what job would you make obsolete?
President.
I was gonna say president. Yeah.
Yeah, but that can't be a robot because you actually have to have empathy for people.
No,
If-
you can.
If a
program
robot
it.
was president, do you understand this? So this country would be run like a company, and us 3 especially, would be given our pink slips almost immediately.
Yeah.
We would be
Yeah.
cast out onto that island you're so fond of, and we'd be fucking. We'd have to come back in for supplies every 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What about like basketball players? That'd be
No.
kind of cool. I know that
No.
would ruin the whole thing, but
No, it has to be a job. Like, I mean, it's basically the menial type of jobs that we're doing right now. Maybe pumping gas.
Soldier.
Oh yeah, soldier. That is the
Soldier would be cool.
Soldier.
That-
That's the
and-
answer.
and that has to be
That's the only
worldwide, right?
answer.
It's
What?
well, because we've kind of done that. We've done that in terms of like, you know, the majority of our airstrikes or stuff like that. Like we do a lot of stuff via drone now that we used
Yeah.
to have boots on the ground for, so that spared a lot of U.S. soldiers' lives and then murdered a ton of civilians on the other side.
Mhm.
So you'd almost have to go robot versus robot. Whose clan is better?
Yeah, yeah. And then war wouldn't be so bad.
Oh,
You know,
what was that fucking game for PC? Remember, it was like Mega Man. It wasn't Mega Man. Shit, what was it? Where you were in a big robot and you like shot with your hands and it's
Avatar. That's a movie.
No, but it was that robot. It was that robot from that, and it was a PC game from years ago.
There is a game called Titanfall, which is the same thing. Which
Titanfall, yeah.
You stand in
That's
the
pretty cool.
in the robot, in the big
I was
robot.
like, fuck, I forget what that. Who cares? Nobody cares what that game is.
Was
but-
it like basically like Battleship where you kind of shot randomly and then the next person shot randomly? and
No,
you were trying to
you
get
were
each other.
you were on the ground almost like Ready Player One style, and you were in this thing, and you were walking slowly, and then just like blasting other robots.
Whoa, cool.
Shit, whoever's listening to this definitely knows what I'm talking about.
By the way,
the one guy.
Brendan, just because I remember you saying you were running out of alcohol, there's an Astoria Park liquor store that made it on the news because they're delivering during
Really?
this time. Yeah.
All right.
So that might be
Maybe I'll get
tomorrow's
some-
option for you.
I still have a big bottle of vodka, but
Oh, nice.
yeah. So we'll see. You know, it'd be a cool job to replace by a robot.
What?
Like actors, but like I would want to like know what actors were, and now have like a couple of years where they're all robots.
What about accountants?
Oh, yeah.
Accountants.
That's a
That'd be
boring,
great.
miserable job that they're still somehow wrong at sometimes.
But
Yeah.
also, but it's
Or
tough.
weatherman.
It's tough to say that though, because accountants, again, you need their humanity to write off shit that robots would consider illegal.
Well, it's still illegal in the eyes of the law, but it's a matter of finding loopholes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's how.
You also have to take into consideration these robots can be programmed any way that we want. So if we want them to be able to find the loopholes and be able to like cut, not do all that shit, you can do that.
Right. So you know how to, one, program a robot, and two, how to tell it to do taxes.
Hey, buddy! I'm not the robot inventors. I'm just the. I'm just
I'm just
person
the
in
ideas guy.
I'm more of a Steve Jobs than a Wozniak. I hand him the booklet of CDs and I say, I want that in this.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were like super wealthy, what weird eccentricities, is that it?
Yeah.
Would you indulge in?
Eccentricities. Yeah.
Eccentricities.
No, it's eccentricities. Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense. Eccentricities. It's eccentricities. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Good job, Brendan.
Thanks. So
He
like,
still doesn't believe it. But
I
it's
don't even
only-
really believe it that
It
much.
is. I promise. I'll bet $1,000.
Okay.
I'll bet $1,000.
Whoever is wrong has to pay for the Tim Dillon 1 million podcast here.
All right. I mean,
Patreon
I
material.
offered a reasonable 1,000, but
I'm not. Okay. I'm out.
I can't. No. What?
I call my mom. Mom, I need to borrow $1,000. This guy's serious.
Mike's turning the screws on me. He's threatening to release an elephant.
Mom, he's threatening to release Stompy.
Dude, listen to the voice of this guy on thisdictionary.com. Ready?
Eccentricity.
Eccentricity. Yeah, that's what it is.
Eccentricity.
Isn't that what we said? Yeah, eccentricity.
I don't know it anymore. Now I'm confused.
Well, because eccentric, we didn't say eccentricities because we said that was wrong. We said eccentricity.
Eccentricity.
Yeah, we were right.
Okay. So what would you? I think we answered this last podcast. Like it was basically kind of the same of like, if you were a tyrant, what would you do? No, you know why this is different? Because this is more like, what kind of like eyes wide shut shit would you do? You know?
If I was a
Whereas-
tyrant, we did that. Yeah,
No,
if we were a
We
king.
kind of did that, but let's answer this in like a way that's like, what kind of like, would you have like fight clubs in your basement and shit?
I have an idea. So let's go full real fascist tyrant. You have to eliminate a group of people from Earth.
Oh, God.
Who is it?
The Jews. All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Our Patreon just turns off. Like an old school television. Is that little?
It pops up. It's the Native American.
Yeah.
Then it plays the Star Spangled Banner.
It says technical difficulties, and it's just like some guy with a broken spoon or something.
What
Spoon,
what
mop.
ethnicity or group of people are you eliminating?
Yeah, I'm asking.
No, any group of person.
Yeah.
That's I've never really thought about murdering a big group of people. So
Yes, you have. Every single day we talk about this.
probably
Do I have time to warn the ones that I love that are afflicted by this disease?
Nope, 100% of the people are immediately wiped off. So there's guaranteed, no matter where you go, you're guaranteed to kill a few people you at least like.
What
Okay,
about
I got
the
this.
phonies, man? The phonies.
Yeah, then we're all dead.
I got.
Yeah.
I would say people in frat houses,
What?
fraternities.
Come on.
Those are
Not all frats.
losers. People have to fucking.
What
You gotta
frat
get
turned you
raped.
down?
You gotta get. I never even for a second in my life from this anything I've ever saw, any pop culture reference, any movie, any TV show, my whole life, I just went. So they all have to be humiliated and raped together in order to be like, we have a bond. They can't just make friends on their own. It's
Not only that,
embarrassing.
Feeny, not only that,
No.
they have to pay for it.
They do have to pay for it, yeah.
Get
But
out
no.
of here.
But here's the
You're
thing.
just-
This is why fraternities were actually important in the early days. Now they're not so much. Like if you're actually involved in like high level, what is it called when you fucking
Extracurricular activities.
no, when we're out there schmoozing with people, what is that?
Like
Networking?
Networking. If you're involved in high level networking, then you're in like finals clubs, like in Harvard. Then you're like the elite of the elite. Frats now are basically just an excuse to get blackout drunk and date rape, men, women, dogs, whatever you might want to do. But back in the day, they actually were an important established organization because they helped before the internet. It was a real living, breathing network of people that if you say you were in that group and another person also was, they would immediately help you and help you get a job.
Yeah, but then there was always the thing where if I'm like, I'm Beta Beta Chi, and they're like, yeah, well, fuck you, because I'm Sierra Apple fucking Tangerine.
Yeah.
You
No, dude.
really had the opportunity to say I'm Beta Beta Cuck, but you said Beta Beta Chi.
You're
I had
also
to keep some level of reality grounded.
your whole idea of what a frat is completely based off movies and TV shows.
No, I
that
know
you see.
people who are in frats that are just
Me too.
stereotypical fucking douchebags.
Sure, but I also know
Yes.
people that were in frats that were some of my favorite people in college.
Yeah.
Like
Who,
I
who are
wasn't
we friends with that are
Jacob, my buddy
Jared
Jacob.
Freed.
Was it Jared Freed?
Jared
But, you know.
Freed is every frat guy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's not a
but
sorry,
I
Jared, I
like
love you, but you gotta go. You know?
That's fair. All right. Yeah. Well, we said
sacrificing Jared.
You gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
I thought of a good one. As a group of people, any corrupt government official.
So we'll just have no government.
Yeah.
Yes, I want total anarchy.
Okay.
I want just Stompy the elephant. In
That's my president.
that actually, I think that's the correct answer, right? Is like during the coronavirus hearings or during some huge hearing in Congress, you unleash the fucking elephant. That would be very fun to watch. Because then people from both sides are getting absolutely demolished. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably because of my close proximity, but this is also a specific group of people. Hasidic Jews out.
Jesus.
Fucking out.
I gotta be honest, man. The Orthodox Hasidic ones that are you talking about the ones in Williamsburg? Or are you talking about the ones up in Rockland?
Orthodox, but I mean the ones in Williamsburg, they're the same. But I'm not talking about Orthodox Jews.
The curly Qs, the big hats.
I like Orthodox Jews. I'm talking specifically the Hasidic community that is now trying to rummage their way into local government like it's fucking wild, wild country. And they're basically trying to establish their own city with their own rules and their own law enforcement and basically excommunicating other people. They're not living a modern life. They're getting people fucking sick. They're ruining hive vaccination and all that stuff. It's all, or group vaccine, whatever the fuck. They're like harbingers of measles and COVID-19. They basically, if you talk to Ari, they look at everybody as if they're not human. And this is also knowing they don't think anybody who's outside, they think anybody who's outside of their organization is subhuman, as well as the women inside their organization. And of course there are different, exceptions to the rule. There are people that are good Hasidic Jews, but if I had to pick a group of people, Yagan.
Well, that's the podcast, everybody, from Mike, Brendan, and Owen Benjamin. I'm so happy you're in here.
So Mike says Zejudin, and I say
No, I don't say the Jews. I say Hasidic Jews.
I thought of another one too.
You're like a specific Hitler.
Yeah,
That's so funny. Specific Hitler.
I'm Spessa Hitler.
Write it down.
Yeah, write that down. Or Stompy the elephant. Here's another one. Anybody that scams people, like anybody that steals your identity.
It's got to be a group. So it's con artists. You got to say con artists.
So
I'm still mad about fraternities. I just got re-mad thinking about how people use it as a fucking identity. That's why I think I hate it. Is because people are like, whenever you meet somebody in a frat, it's like being a vegan or a CrossFit. They tell you
Right.
before you never ask that. They offer
But
that
that's
information up
Hi,
to you.
Sigma Kappa Beige.
Couldn't
I couldn't think of a letter.
beige.
Sigma Kappa Beige. Nice to meet
It
you.
wasn't even beige. You just said beige.
Brendan, quick,
You-
spell beige.
Beige?
Yeah, the color.
Oh, no. I
Take your
can't.
time.
Beige.
We should do a
B.
spelling contest as one of the other extras.
Yeah.
That'd
Okay.
be fun. Spell
B?
beige, the color.
Beige. Can I hear it in a sentence?
Yes, that sweater is a beautiful color of beige.
B
Yeah.
A. Fuck. What is it?
Go ahead, try it again.
Okay. Do you remember in The Simpsons when?
No. Go. How do you
Wait,
spell?
no. I just want to say like the scene in The Simpsons when they're doing the spelling bee and they're like, spell weather, and she's like, can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know whether the weather will be good today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beige.
Beige. Okay. B. I. I don't know, man.
Try it
We should-
again.
I really want to let him try to get all the way through before, because I just want to.
I don't know.
I want to know what the other words are. or
Don't
other
type it
letters
in.
are.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
Okay.
You looked it up.
Yeah, I got
You
it.
loser.
I don't want to play this game. Where
Would
I'm
you
the
look at
idiot.
Dante? You looked at Dante's podcast, and you're like,
How would you have originally spelt it the first time? You said B-A.
Probably like B-A.
YJ?
No. Beige. B-A-I-S-C-H or something.
S. Beige.
Beige. I don't know, dude. I know it now, so.
B-A-I-S-H. Beige.
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 Hey,
Hey,
with
you
your
fucking
beige.
beige.
Hey,
Your bitch ass beige.
What color is that? Is that beige?
It's my favorite band from the 90s, Ace of Beige.
So we're at 50 minutes. You wanna do one more? And
Yeah,
then-
let's wrap it up. These people get what they paid
Yeah.
for.
Guys,
Okay.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for signing up for the Patreon, for being a part of the community, for commenting. Again, I actually kind of want to release this episode first because it's probably the best structured show. So I want to give them an idea of exactly what the podcast is going to be, after we just stumbled through the other 3 episodes. But it's up to you guys.
But we can't go backwards in quality. That's
Fair
the
enough.
issue.
All right, fair
Yeah.
enough.
It's
But-
always we had growing pains, but we were
It's-
hitting our stride.
Yeah, it's going to continue to evolve. So again, you guys are a part of the community. Thank you so much for supporting. We can't do this without you. We're going to have more and more tiers. We want to offer you guys more and more stuff. Obviously, when we get together and we're capable of being in the same room together, there's going to be more shit that we're able to shoot, record, do, all that stuff. If you have some scenarios, some would you rather, some whatever, please submit them, send it to us, comment under the Patreon right here. And again, treat this like your community. We want it. We're fully accessible. You guys are paying for this. We really appreciate that. So we want to make this as much of a collective thing as humanly possible.
And obviously, it goes without saying, and I'm sure you already are, but listen to Irish Goodbye Podcast and Garbage Days Podcast.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
follow us on Twitter and Instagram and everything.
Yeah,
You
all
got
the
it.
social media at I am Mike Cannon, at I am Mike Feeney, at Brendan Sagalow. I assume you already do that if you're aware of this show. But
Oh, yeah.
thank you so much, everybody. And yeah, continue to support, spread the word. We're just gonna get more and more crazy on this shit too. Anything you want to hear, we're fucking in. And I'm gonna do OnlyFans.
Until next time.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?